Jade Cargill haters, I got some bad news for you. In today's video, we are going to be discussing what I think is going to be an epic thing for Jade Cargill and something that has been literally in the making. Now, Jade Cargill, she is just a few short nights away from challenging Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship at WWE SummerSlam out in New Jersey. This has been a moment that WWE has literally been planning for months. As we found out on WWE Unreal, the latest controversial WWE series done by Netflix, WWE actually wanted to put the strap on Jade Cargill heading into Mania. She was listed to be women's champion going in to Mania. And that did not happen. That did not happen. We had a weird set of circumstances, right? Jade Cargill, she was doing her tag team run with Bianca Belair. They were hitting their stride. They were doing their thing. They were two-time women's tag team champions. They were current at the time women's tag team champions. And all of a sudden, what happens? Random episode of Friday Night SmackDown. We see Jade Cargill lay down on top of a car with a smashed-in window, and Jade is gone. And it's everyone's like, what is this? What's going on? And there was conflicting reports about, oh, Jay Cargill's injured. Oh, Jay Cargill's just taking time off. We still haven't got that clarified, by the way. But hey, I digress. And so she returns at the Elimination Chamber. After they did the whodunit type storyline, they had her feud with Naomi. She goes over Naomi at WrestleMania. Surprising move. They run it back at Evolution 2, and it was Jade winning yet again. Now, in the process of this, between Mania and Evolution 2, there was this little thing called Queen of the Ring, and Jade Cargill went in there and absolutely dominated all of her qualifying matches and her round robin matches and all that good stuff, and ultimately beat Asuka in the finals. No one gave Asuka a chance of being the great Jade Cargill, right? Even though, including myself, I thought Asuka actually had a better performance than Jade Cargill, but that is beside the point. Here's what the point is. Jade Cargill is finally getting, after months of being delayed, the opportunity to step into this word circle and challenge for the women's championship. Something in which I think a lot of people thought she would have done already, but instead WWE has made us wait. And I actually agree with the decision. Most people would expect that Jade Cargill is going to win the championship, and it's not just speculation, it's not just being marks, it's actually the truth because betonline.ag, great folks over there, they have released some betting odds for this match. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and ironically, and I think it's actually quite funny, Jade Cargill is a minus 600 favorite up against Tiffany Stratton, who is a plus 350 favorite. What does this mean? Okay, number one, it means that Jade Cargill is a massive fan. You would have to bet on a typical wager $600 to win $100 on Jade Cargill. Keep in mind, you can't do that with pro wrestling because they cap you. Certain sites it's 25, certain sites it's 75, some's 50. Regardless, so you would have to put 5 times the amount of money up for collateral just to win $100 or 1x. Okay, what does this mean? Why do you care? Why should you care? It means that Jade Cargill is nearly a lock to win the women's championship come SummerSlam. She's going to dethrone Tiffany Stratton. So when I saw this line, and I got thinking, and I was like, okay, I came to two conclusions. Let's focus on the first. Okay, so the first is Jade Cargill, the second one is Tiffany Stratton. Let's look at Jade. This has been expected. Outside of the report, outside of WWE Unreal, this has been expected, right? Ever since she jumped ship from AEW to WWE, many people were just having the countdown clock on. They just hit tick, right? Like, it's on now. Because you knew that WWE was going to fast track Jade Cargill to the main event scene. You knew she was going to get fast tracked to the women's championship. Why wouldn't she? Just the way that they built her arrival up, you knew that they had major plans. And as I've stated this numerous times here on the channel, WWE's done a phenomenal job at being able to be calculated with their decisions and their plans with Jade Cargill. From her signing and her doing all the media rounds, everything about her arrival in WWE was major, to the point where they had her on weekly television and then sometimes even PLEs being in segments talking with all of the GMs, the Adam Pearces and the Nick Aldises and the Avas. So Ross met in NXT. She had segments with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It was a major deal. And they didn't just throw her on the main roster. They didn't just throw her in NXT television and have her start working right away. No. They took her because they knew that she was green. Hey, take a few months. Get used to this style. Go down to the Performance Center, work out. And then when we feel you're ready, we'll make a notable impact. And so that's exactly what they did at the Royal Rumble last year. She came out from her music to her entrance to her attire to her moveset, her mannerisms, everything was calculated to a T. Okay, they knew they had to hit this one out of the park, and I feel like they did that exactly. They nailed exactly what Jade Cargill in WWE under Triple H's vision should be. And I think they just crushed it, right? And instead of doing what worked in AEW, which was this dominant, vicious heel, they gave her persona. They gave her personality. They gave her a tag team partner, Bianca Belair. They turned her babyface. They literally did a 180 of what you saw in AEW. They gave you a different side of Jade Cargill that you had not seen. And so she then goes on months and months and months where she is a tag team star, a tag team champion, right? And she's learning the WWE system. She's learning how things are done, and she's picking up momentum and more experience. And she's getting the rub from a star like Bianca Belair. She's getting a rub as a babyface from Bianca Belair, right? Until, hey, they decided to split them up, right? And I had called for WWE to split up Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair long before they actually did. I still think a Bianca Belair Jade Cargill match is an absolute banger, but we're still gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. Let's shift gears to Tiffany Stratton. Okay, let's do a little reflection. What Tiffany Stratton has been able to do as women's champion, A, is wonderful. I love her reign. Right, she worked with Nia, she worked with Charlotte, now she's working with Jade. She's worked with so many different people. And I think she's been able to navigate not only the rocky waves of being a champion, but also doing it where you start off as a heel, you are naturally transitioning into a baby face, and now you're one of their biggest baby faces, right? Tiffany Stratton is over like Rover as a baby face with this crowd. So what she's been able to do, I think, is tremendous. I think what Tiffany Stratton has been able to accomplish, what she's been asked to do, she's absolutely crushed. She's absolutely hit it out of the ballpark. So props to her on that. And when they step